Good morning, students. Welcome in the physical education class. Students, yesterday we started the next unit, which is physical education and sports for CWSN, children with special need or Divyang, right? In that, we have discussed about the meaning of adapted physical education, definition of physical education, aim, and the objectives of physical education, right? Today we are starting the new topic related with the adapted physical education, and that is principles of adapted physical education, right? So let's start. If we talk about the physical education for those who are Divyang or children with special need, we should know and we should follow the principle of adapted physical education if we really want to help them. Okay, so first is medical checkup. To know about the type of degree of disability through medical checkup of the child can be done. The success and failure of the adapted physical education program mostly depends upon the medical checkup. No one can come to know the type of disability the student is facing without medical checkup. Okay, so medical checkup is the necessary thing through which we can get to know the degree of disability. It means how that person is feeling uncomfort to do the daily routine work. Okay, then only we can make solution for that. Next is activities based on interest. Whenever we are involving the child in the adapted physical education, first we should know about the interest of the child, because in which activity he or she takes interest, in that activity they will do their full effort, and they will do this with the full efforts, right? So the programs of adapted physical education must be based on the interest, aptitude, abilities, previous experience, and limitations of students. The teacher of physical education should prepare the program based on the students' interest and ability. This is very necessary that we should know about the interest of the child. Okay. Next is principle of modification of rules. What it does it mean? It means if some child is disabled and he has some impairment in legs, then we should, if he or she is taking part in any physical activity or any sports, that time we should modify some rules and regulations especially for them. In athletics also, there are so many things, like in the beginning rules of the activities should be simple, but later on these can be modified according to the needs of the student. In beginning we can start with the simple rules, and when we get to know the ability of the person of the child, then we can modify the rules according to them. Okay, they can be provided extra attempt at a skill where general students have only limited number of attempts. Okay, we can increase the attempts also for them who are specially needs. Okay, 2 points can be given to such students instead of 1 point. If we awarded 1 point to other, if the disabled person completed the task, we can give them one more point. They can be provided extra time or additional rest. As you know, if any Divyang or any children with special need is appearing for the board examination, you can see they get some extra time to solve their paper as per the demand of the child. Okay, same in the sports we can do this thing, and we should provide them the extra time. Next is equipment should be according to the needs. Okay, the equipment should be designed according to the needs of the students. The equipment should be according to the level of students it should be colorful and attractive. Okay, if you have seen the children with special need are playing the different game, their the color of the equipment will be definitely will be colorful. It means those colors used in the sports which are very attractive. Why? Because if someone is there with the disability, they can easily find that. Or if you see in the cricket, the equipment will be different. They play with the ball, in which there will be a sound in the ball. Okay, when athletic students takes part in the athletic, with the disability, they should be provided the artificial leg. You can see in the picture also, these are the different equipments which we use to make activities accessible to the children. When the students take part in the athletics, sometimes if they are visually impaired or they can't see, then they use a rope. Okay, or they can follow the instruction of the guide. So there will be so many different equipment, and there will be modification in the rules in the adequate physical education. Next is a variety of different instructional strategies should be used. It means the teachers of physical education or sport should use various instructional strategies such as verbal, visual, and peer teaching to the special students, so that they can understand the instructions very easily. Okay, it can be verbal, visual, and peer teaching. It will be based on the impairment or disability of the child. Okay, next is specific environment should be given. Limited area for play should be provided to special students because they have limited movements capabilities. Some students who have autism, they may need to rest between the activity, so they must be provided special play area. Light and sound also vital for making good environment for such students. Whenever they are taking part in sports, that area should be very clean, right? uh, there should be a proper area for their rest. And if they are playing in some few games indoor, then the light and sound system should be proper, so that they can feel very comfort to play in that kind of environment. Principle of growth and development. Principle of growth and development for play should be provided to special students because they have limited movement capabilities. It means if we are providing them chance to play a few games, or they are playing any sports, we should keep in our mind that that the children with special need have very limited movement capabilities, right? We should provide them these kinds of physical activities in which their growth and development will be very easier or very fast, right? Some students who have autism, they may need to rest between the activities. It means if some students is having autism spectrum disorder, that time they can feel to take some rest, then we should also provide them a proper or a good place to take rest between the activities. Okay, so these were the principle of adapted physical education. Thank you.